Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Slate It with Daniel Caddy. I'm your host, and today I am joined by a good friend of mine, and he's right here. He can introduce himself.
Hey, my name is Oliver. I've been I've been directing a few films. Some of them Josh actually been in too.
Yeah, actually, we did one recently, didn't we?
Yeah.
We just finished up on a feature film, film for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was probably only on for about 6 days. For me, I was lead male in this one, but the lead female, she was on every day, right?
Yeah, every day.
Almost every day.
Yeah, every day except for one.
The one day
Yeah.
me and Meg had
Yeah.
one. No. But no, it was a great experience. And today's episode, I thought we could kind of dive into how Oliver went about making his first feature film. As a student was the main thing. We were both in the same uni at NIFA for the first year. He ended up doing the advanced diploma, so it was an extra year, and this was part of the course. So tell us about the beginning of like the process of making a feature film.
The beginning of the process was probably that I didn't plan to do a feature film, and. Yeah, everything started with just like, because in the course, when the course started, we're just like, okay, you can choose between doing a short film or do a feature film. And I was thinking that the feature film was a bit too big for me. And then we had this, I think it was during term 2, we had this thing that we needed to like write the first act of a feature film.
Yeah.
So I just started to like brainstorm some ideas, and what happened was that I just like got this really good idea, and I actually inspired it from a TV show I watched during that time, Swedish one called Love Me. They actually made an Australian Australian version of it as well. So they bought a script and made one in Australia. And yeah, this like that director, really good. Josephine Bornebusch is her name. And yeah, just like I inspired from the character from that TV show, and then I just like built the world around that.
Okay, that's very interesting. I actually don't remember you telling me that. I don't think you mentioned.
No, I don't think I have told you. No one's saying it.
That's an interesting fact. I mean, the story itself was how long? How many pages was it? It was like 60 something. Right?
Yeah, 68 pages.
68 pages. Yeah. And that I've tried doing like really long scripts, and I've only ever really made it to like 28. You know, and I'm like, how do I fit more information into this?
Yeah, I mean, it was hard, especially when English is not your first language. But I think the thing was like the first part was just like my plan was not to do the feature film, and then I talked with some people, and one friend that went in my class, he already had made a feature before. So I talked to him a little bit, and like he did it on a like a really low budget, and I was like, maybe it's not impossible.
I'd love to add the fact, like, if any of you guys out there are like, you know, foreign students that have come over to Australia or a different country, and you're doing a film and you're writing it in English, it's not your first language.
Yeah.
Like, props to you guys, because like some of you like can come up with the best scripts I've ever like read, and it's not even in your language. So I can imagine what a film would be in Swedish. It would be mad.
I actually never written a script in Swedish.
Really?
Yeah, never. My first script I wrote was in English.
Okay, that's interesting as well.
Yeah,
but
so
I'm sure if you tried doing one in Swedish, it would come out really
probably,
well,
but
right?
I'd probably be pretty confused as well. Like all the terms I learned is in English now, so it's like, but yeah, it's still storytelling, so maybe it wouldn't be too hard. But yeah, like and then then I just decided. Then I decided it's like, oh, why not keep writing this script? And I had like 4-5 months on my probably like 5 months on writing the script, and then I had to start the pre-production, all that. So
I'd say 5 months is like the average length, like in my opinion, average length to get that many like pages out, but only when you're like dedicated to it, because a lot of people like they'll do a month and then they'll just forget about it for a year.
Yeah, and it was so hard because sometimes you just went crazy, like you're just like, okay, I've been doing this for so long now, I
think I remember a day where I did 3 days straight doing script writing, like 8 to 10 hours a day, barely getting up from the chair. And after the third day, I was just dead. I was like, my brain power's all gone. That's because you need to learn when to like actually take a break and do something else, like let your brain rest.
Yeah, definitely.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah. But yeah, that's probably like how like everything started, and then it just like things just kept going. And obviously I got a lot of like support from my teachers, and they guide me a little bit like where to go and what to do next and all that.
Yeah, it's really good to have people that can help you and like push you to your limits as well, which is always great. I always like to have someone around who will like be like, you're not done yet, come on, keep going, like do some more. You had really good support from some of the teachers at NIFA as well.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely.
And they I think they did, many of them read the whole thing and then kind of give you feedback on it.
Yeah, I mean, some of them did.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was pretty bad at like giving it out to people as well. But I mean, sometimes that was just like a part of the class, like reading it through with the class. So sure, we didn't have time to read through everything, but like parts of it.
Yeah, I mean, like I can imagine 68 pages. It's a minute a page roughly to read. So it would take about almost a whole lesson.
Yeah, and I mean, like even Mason, that you had here before as well. He was my DP. He helped me a lot too, like just with the script as well. Come with new ideas, find new things that I should fix.
Actually, funny enough, we didn't even talk about the fact that Mason was like, he was your DOP and like cinematographer.
Oh, really?
For your film. We were talking about cinematography and we talked about his film and all the other things he did, but we forgot, we had so much to talk about. I don't think we need him back on to talk about it more. But
yeah, I mean, Mason has a lot to say, so always.
Yeah, that's why I think we're going to have him as a featured guest for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then once you did the script, you did the couple of drafts and you finally got like a final product, and then you got to casting. Like, how did you go about that?
Actually, that was I started with like just going out on Star Now, see if there was some interesting people. I also were open to like see what the actors at NIFA could achieve. So I had like a casting call at NIFA as well. And then I knew you since before, and like we've been working well together before, and I know that your acting is great. So for you, I already had like a feeling, just like, okay, this Liam character is perfect for you.
Thanks, man. No, I definitely appreciated that when you mentioned it to me. I remember doing the audition for your film. I was in Sri Lanka shooting a documentary at the time, so I was a bit strapped for time. I was in a hotel room, and I didn't have a partner or anything. I was by myself. I recorded my scene, like the woman's lines. I recorded it on my computer, and then I set my phone up on the computer, put it behind like a swipe cupboard.
Yeah, like a drawer.
Yeah, the one of those cupboard things. And then I used that as a door, and that's how I did the audition. Like that, I just hit play on the computer, opened it up, and did it all like that. Like, it was so spur of the moment. I had barely read too much of the script because I was just on every day in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
But I was glad I got the opportunity to quickly do it.
You should show a short part of it, like when you just open the door, just like.
we'll see about that. We'll see. It was very rushed, so I don't know if I want to share it yet. But
yeah,
who knows? But yeah, then once you had the cast and order and stuff, I remember we did like a Zoom table read.
Yeah.
Which is always fun. Zoom is always great to do things on. But yeah, it was finally coming together. And
I think probably like the hardest part was before the shoot, like before I start shooting. But first of all, I didn't know if I could do it, because like everything you prepare, like it's so hard to explain for someone that haven't done it how much there is to actually like prepare, and then you need to prepare it for like a specific date. and you need to like have everything done by then, and like everything needs to work out and all that, you know, and have that pressure. That was actually the hardest part, like what do you say, like, yeah, like just like
all the mess kind of,
yeah, exactly, so
beforehand.
it like kind of built a stress inside you, and like you got like this anxiety, and like some days was hard to just keep going because there was so much pressure.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that in a previous episode, that when you want to be a filmmaker, you got to embrace the mess.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to use it to your advantage. Like when something goes wrong, you're like, all right, how do we make something out of this?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I remember there's a few things that went wrong on set, but we'll cover that.
Yeah.
We'll cover some that.
Yeah, that's another story.
Yeah,
but like before that was like because it was so much just me sitting by myself doing all this work, and it just got like bigger and bigger, and there was so much stuff that just like needed to fill out before I could do anything.
Yeah.
And like inside you, that was like a very heavy part. But yeah, then when we got to shooting, and like
we'll talk. We can talk about that in later.
Yeah.
We'll do that as like a separate little episode. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Okay, so then we went from casting to Table Read, and then we actually finally got to day one of shooting, which was out like near some river, right? Like, in the Gold Coast, we shot outside for the first day, and it was just it was one of the scenes. We won't spoil it because it's not out yet, but yeah, it was the first day on set, so it was interesting meeting like the first AD, and I saw Mason again. I'm like, hey Mason, how you doing? And then we finally got off, and it started to feel like it was actually going to be a film.
Yeah.
But yeah, how'd you feel on day one of shooting?
That's actually that was a special feeling, because it was like now, like when you're standing, just like I'm doing it, just like I'm doing it right now. But it, like at the same time, it just felt like I'm doing a short film.
For sure.
It was still like kind of surreal. Like it was too good to be true.
Yeah, like you're like, this is gonna go wrong somewhere.
Yeah,
we're just
yeah. And like I never saw myself doing the feature. Like I always wanted to see myself doing it, but I never saw myself that I actually did it.
I feel like a lot of filmmakers always like they see a feature film and they get scared. I speak from experience because I like script writing, and I always get scared of features. I feel like short's the way to go because it's just safe. You know?
It
but
is.
A feature, you know, you got to put so much time, effort, money, you know, passion into it that like if it doesn't turn out well, you're like, I failed, I quit, I'm not doing it anymore. But you gotta keep going. You gotta take the loss, you know.
Yeah.
And you're like, doesn't mean I'm a bad filmmaker. It just means I've got a lot to work on.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, I think like the motivation was probably like I traveled across the world to go to this school, and last year I think you do like 6-7 short films total.
Wow.
And I just like, should I do another short film or should I do a feature?
Yeah.
Like
take the opportunity.
Yeah. Like when you got the cameras and you know people that would be up for it.
Yeah, that's another thing actually. How do you feel that you actually had all the equipment kind of you could just get from NIFA, instead of having to go out and find it yourself?
I mean, yeah, like good.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I get the camera, I get the sound. Like I know I'm used to use their kind of equipment that is not the top quality if you like compare with brand new stuff.
Definitely in need for an upgrade.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I mean, it works.
Yeah.
You get a film out of it.
100%.
And also, it's also what you make it yourself. And if you know how to handle the equipment and you know how to make a movie.
Yeah, we talked about that as well. It was like we talked about it doesn't matter how bad the camera is. Like a good filmmaker will always find a way. Yeah. So that was another thing. But and then we go through all the filming. Kind of was just like the day after day after day. How was the last day of filming? Wrap day.
That was a weird day. It was like,
is it really over?
Yeah, I didn't really know what to feel because, like, as we said, we're gonna discuss that later. But there was so much things going up and down, and like there was no, like, it wasn't like nothing was going like smooth. Yeah. But we were having fun at the same time. of course,
And all your cooked meals were great.
but like after that, it was like so weird because now you kind of, after 2 weeks, you got used to like, okay, this is my days now. I'm just gonna do this, and like I'm gonna have some trouble every day, and like you. So now it's just like, okay, now it's over. Now I'm not gonna hang out with you guys every day anymore, and like all that. Yeah,
that's why I had to drag you. I had to drag you here to do this.
Yeah,
I hadn't seen you really since.
True.
A couple. Like we saw us. I saw you for like that dinner that we.
Oh
had.
yeah.
That was short. That was short lived.
Yeah.
But yeah, how long has it been since we finished filming? Like 2 months, a month or two?
Is it already?
I have no
I don't know. I'm just editing every day.
What, do you
every
remember
day is
what
just
day we
like,
finished?
Yeah, we finished on the 16th, I think. 16th November.
November. So
it's December. Wow.
It's December now. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like
getting there.
1.5 months. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, it's just gone by so fast, and how you've just told me before we started shooting that you've finished the rough cut. How was getting to that point?
That was actually almost harder than the pre-production sometimes.
Just pick up your.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
throw it away.
Josh, sorry, but I hate your face right now. I'm kidding.
I would too if I had to stare at it every day for the last month and a half. Oh my god. I mean, probably not every day. Like, you probably had Alaka a little bit more than me.
Yeah.
But
true. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of that. Probably that's also the thing. Like, it's like I want it to be perfect. So like you go through every single line that you guys are saying, like in every shot, and kind of trying to get the best acting from you, and trying to get like things that fits best with like the mood of the film too. And
then when you've got like the perfect take, but there's one mistake in there, so you're trying to fit fit into another take into it, and you're like trying to cut around it.
Yeah.
Editing is, I love editing. I do. I love just sitting there for hours doing editing. I remember doing my first short film, and I sat there for the first day after shooting. I sat there for about 12 hours. I didn't even get up to go to the bathroom. I forgot that I hadn't eaten that day. I woke up, got on the computer, started editing, and it was nighttime. And I was like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, time runs so fast when you edit. It's crazy. I love editing when I finished.
Yeah.
That's when I like.
As soon as I finished it, I realized I'm like, now I'm hungry.
Or if everything works out, then I love it. But if there's problems, I was like, nah.
I'm over it.
Yeah. But yeah, like watching I watched the entire thing for the first time a couple days ago.
How long did you end up going
right
for?
now it's like 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Ooh.
But I think it's the pacing is a bit fast in the first half of the film.
So we can get it. We can
So
get it
it's
to like 1 hour 10 maybe.
Maybe more actually.
Maybe more.
Hell
yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Push it as far as you can.
Yeah.
Let's get to that 90 minutes.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that's awesome. You've done it so fast though. I know you're a really good editor because I was on one of your first.
Oh yeah.
Projects at NIFA when we did the mockumentary, which was like 2 years ago.
That's crazy when you say that.
But yeah, I remember watching that. I'm like, dude, this guy's a good editor. He did this so quickly as well. So I have no doubt that this film, even just the rough draft of it, rough cut, it looks great.
Yeah, I hope so.
And I can't wait to see it because we're gonna miss you when you leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss everyone here. It's crazy.
Right, sucks you have to go back to Sweden.
I know.
They don't deserve you.
I know.
But yeah, we'll have to come visit in Sweden.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
We'll bring the podcast and we'll do an episode over there.
That would be something.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
So now that you're here, what's the next steps? Obviously, the next step is the final cut. But like, is there anything else that you need to be working on as well with it?
Yeah, I actually got this producer onto the project.
Mm-hmm.
I just came with the idea from nowhere because I felt like I hate doing sound designing and I'm colorblind, so I don't want to do the color grading.
It's a little green here.
Oh, that happened. Like in high school, I color graded someone and my friend just like, Oliver, why is she green?
Wait, did you?
I was like, what are you talking about?
Did you color grade someone else's project?
No, that was my project.
Imagine someone asked you and you were like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, I won't do that. But yeah, what were we talking about?
What are you doing now? So you said you got a producer on.
Yeah.
And she's gonna help.
So yeah, she's gonna help with getting a sound designer, color grader, and getting us into festivals and maybe even distribution if we're lucky.
It would be great to see your first feature film, my first feature film I've been a part of. Like it's my first lead role in a feature film, which is crazy to see that on any distribution site, no matter how small.
Yeah,
that'd be a big step for me. And you,
it
would be amazing. Like,
I think it's been a big step for us all, and even like working on this project, it's been like so much teamwork. And I know I told Mason this before, like because when you're doing short films, it's usually feels more it's for yourself than others. Of course, the others, like, they want experience and all that, you know, but this is probably the first time I had so many people like care about the film.
Yeah. That's a huge thing, isn't it? Like having people actually care other than you. Like people put their passion and stuff into, because it shows on screen. As soon as like there's an actor or a crew member that doesn't really want to be there, it starts to show in like the sound or the acting. And you start to doubt the film yourself. Yeah,
exactly.
We're gonna ignore the fact that I left my phone on.
Wow, sound. So I'm professional. I will send the AD on you.
Damn it! Yeah, no, that was a thing too, wasn't it? We got yelled at a few times. You left your phone on.
No, that was Mason.
Was it Mason?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mason had left it on during, I think, one of the takes. The phone started ringing.
Yeah.
And I was like
that was like one of the most important
scenes,
shots. Yeah, as well.
Yeah, I was like, I was emotional, and then we're just like in the scene, and it's like the phone's ringing. And I'm just like, we're just like. What was that?
I saw your death in your eyes. Like when I started editing, I saw your death in your eyes when that happened. Just like,
because I'm like, I knew that was a good take. Like, I loved that version of it. But like, hopefully we did a good job for the next one.
Oh yeah. I actually, that scene, that was scene 44. And I remember when we did that scene, like the first time we did, like, you know, the emotional part in that scene, like everyone in the room got quiet.
Yeah,
and I never
even noticed because I was in it. I didn't really notice anyone.
Yeah, I think everyone felt the same. Like I felt that, like, I got emotional during that time. It's like, shit, this has never happened before. This is a new experience.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've never really felt like I could do that to like a room full of people. I still don't believe that.
That was something. That was so cool.
Well, hopefully that people think that when it comes out as well.
And I still feel that when I did edit, I just like, wow, like that scene. I showed Mason it, and we both just like, this is the heart of the whole film. This scene.
Stop it all! You're making me blush. It's so nice. No, I loved doing your film. It was an amazing experience. I loved the script. And oh man, I hated the fact that it finished.
I'm happy to hear that you enjoyed it so much.
But I hear, so so are we expecting it to kind of be done in the next year, like, or even sooner than that?
Yeah, like,
because you got to do the festival.
What I imagine, because I talked a little bit with the producer, and she wanted to have it done as soon as possible because of the festivals and that kind of stuff.
Okay. They're coming up, aren't they? Like at beginning of the year festivals, aren't they?
Yeah. So, but she said, now she haven't really set a date, but what I think is probably like the fully thing will probably get done in like end January, maybe. Hopefully. That's what I hope for.
Hopefully, yeah, and then you can talk distribution, and we can see, and we can do an update. We can on when people might be able to watch it.
Yeah,
which would be awesome.
Hopefully.
So I think that wraps up for this episode of Slate It with Daniel Caddy. Guys, do not forget to click that subscribe button and the bell icon. Don't forget.
Yeah,
listen to Oliver.
I will haunt you with my Swedish aura.
Anyway, guys, so you can keep up to date with the next videos, and yeah, we're going to do an episode right after this one and talk more about the surprises we had on set. So we'll see you in the next one.